Livecast has been powered by Zim DIT.
What we have take exception to is the deliberate creation by the state of closure of political space and closure of alternative political voices. We believe in democracy. We believe in plurality. Yesterday we fought Robert Mugabe. Tomorrow we'll fight anyone who wants to sit and steal our right to speak out about things that affect our country. We are citizens of this country. We are patriots of this country, and there's no citizen who is more patriotic than us. So we are concerned about what we see as clear signs of trying to resuscitate a one-party mantra, a one-party state mantra in our body politic. And I've been asked to be very loud and clear on this point, and I hope I'm very loud and clear on this point. The third issue that concerns us is the failure by the new authorities to address the clear signs of economic decay in our country. We are particularly incensed by the cost of living, the rise in the cost of living. The budget presented by the Minister of Finance on the 7th of December 2017 predicts that annualized inflation in 2018 will be 3%. But all of us who are being abused by prices in shops know that that figure is a joke. The price of basic commodities have just shot up, particularly since the 23rd of November 2017. How is it that one can buy a 1.5 kilogram of chicken at $14.50 a packet? How is it that one can buy 1 kilogram of beef at $11.50 a kilogram? How is it that a packet of Matemba, and many of our people are surviving with Matemba, it can cost $18.50? So quite clearly that something is not right in the state of the state. Something is not right in this country. Not only that, citizens can't draw their money from the banks right now as we speak. So this is something that greatly concerns us. We've always argued that there has to be genuine, sustainable economic reform. Only 2 weeks ago, we spoke on our own options as an alliance, and we spoke about the way forward. In the statement that we're going to distribute, you will see some of the measures that we propose. So I want to conclude by saying that we as the Alliance restate the point that the country needs genuine political and economic reform. That we need a roadmap to legitimacy. That legit roadmap must be anchored on certain clear benchmarks. The first benchmark is adherence to constitutionalism, to the rule of law, and the complete demilitarization of the state of Zimbabwe. We will not, and we welcome the statement that Operation Legacy is ended, but we would like to see it ending on the streets, because we know that there are roadblocks still being manned by the military today as we speak. So let's return back to normal civilian rule. Let's return back to normal civilian order that abides by constitutionalism, that abides by the rule of law. We spent 3 years writing a constitution, if not more. That constitution was adopted by more than 3 million people in a referendum held in March of 2018. Let's abide by that constitution. Number two, we would like to see genuine, credible electoral reforms that will lead to an uncontested, free and fair election. And among the things we propose are the following. Number one, the creation of a brand new BVR voters roll, in respect of which all political parties sign on to. We have to sign, we have to agree that this is the genuine, legitimate voters roll for the country. And on this one, we take note that even for 2013, we do not have, less than 6 months to the next election, we still do not have the voters roll for the 2013 general election. So we demand that there be a production of that genuine BVR voters roll that we all sign to. Number two, we are pushing and arguing for the recognition of a diaspora vote in this country, consistent with Section 67 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Number 3, we are arguing for the monitoring, the international monitoring and observation of this election at least 6 months before the election. And we are demanding, consistent with the SADC guidelines on elections, the African Union guidelines on elections, that these monitors and observers must be international monitors from all over the shore, and not just the usual menu card of monitors from a few selected countries in the region, which has been the case. Number 4, we are creation of an environment that is conducive to proper propagation of freedom of association and freedom of movement during an election. So we pray that there will be no violence. We pray that there will be no coercion, no capture, no corruption in the next election. We pray that the pillars that have stood, the legislative pillars that have stood against the holding of a free and fair election from an environment point of view are dealt with. In particular, we ask for the repeal of the Public Order Security Act. We ask for the repeal of the Access to Information and Protection of Privacy Act. We ask for a repeal of certain sections of the Broadcasting Act. Number 4, we ask for major amendments to the Electoral Act. Some of the amendments we are seeking are demands that no one not on the voters' roll should be allowed to vote. Because we remember, and we still have the hangover of 2013, when we were abused by a creature, a little white creature known as the voter registration slip. We also, so there are a number of reforms which we are proposing around the Electoral Act. Next is the access to media freedoms. We believe that the opposition and alternative voices should have equal airtime in public spaces, particularly the broadcasting houses. We also believe that there should be democratization and liberalization of access to broadcasting licenses. We note the monopoly of ZANU individuals in the acquisition of broadcasting licenses. Surely that must be democratized so that every citizen, irrespective of the color of his or her political card, is free to run a talk show radio station and so forth. All these things, and this is very key, we asked for a special role of the UN in our elections. You recall that in 2013, the UN was actually coming to Zimbabwe, but was stopped in South Africa from coming to do a scoping mission. Zimbabwe is a full paid-up member of the UN, and the UN has got certain specialized skills developed over the years to prevent contested elections. And in the context of Zimbabwe, we are choking with contested elections. Just 2008, 2013. So we need the expertise of the UN in this process. Lastly, this whole process must be underwritten by the international community. This whole process must be underwritten and guaranteed by the international community. So these are the things that we've been talking about. We have nothing to hide, and at this stage I will defer to my colleague, Advocate